Before we start, please take into account that Arkenforge is a very robust piece of software. The way I use it is in no circumstances the only way to do it. It is far more flexible and allows various techniques to achieve the same goal. Also, in these short clips, I focus on the map-making part of Arkenforge, but it is far more advanced with its own soundscape and encyclopedia models, and many more. I encourage you to experiment with the software yourself as much as you can. Hey, this is Timur Sol. In the last video, we have seen how to make objects seem elevated, or how to make some kind of elevation illusion for our maps. Now, this is obviously one case, but the other case is how to make stuff look like they are in a hole. Now, this is actually easy to do if you use two things. Again, I'm going to use some cliff edges from the wild pack. I could probably also use an asset called wall edge. Maybe we'll use it today. Or was it edge wall? You sometimes have to remember how assets are called to make stuff easier. But, you know, it's wall edge. Okay, so wall edge is from, let's check, it's from also the wild. As you see, it's again a simple gradient with a rather slightly rough line. I often use it for things like walls or things that are slightly elevated. So you have a staircase and you have a platform that is a few meters or a couple of feet higher. I usually would use wall edge for that. So if you don't have this asset, I highly recommend it for your games. Now let's go down to 1 over here. I'm using the line width to designate how big this gradient should be. And this should be fine probably. Okay, I'm gonna go again into my line and polygon tool. I would normally choose it using a hotkey that I have set up, but I want you to see how I do things. So I'm trying to refrain from using hotkeys, but I strongly encourage you to not to refrain from that. Okay, so let's build ourselves a hole over here. Okay, looks good. It does have already this sensation of being a little bit in a hole, in a pit. But what I'm going to use additionally is I'm going to use my abyss. Now, the Arkenforge team has a history of naming colors very interestingly, or in a manner that is slightly crazy. So black is abyss for them. I'm going to go into my build options, tiled, polygon. I'm going to roughly trace what I have over here. Roughly, because it doesn't actually matter that much, and you will see why in a second. After you traced your hole, you're gonna go again into opacity, and I'm not gonna try to find it in the bajillion options over here. I am going to use a hotkey. Sorry, I'm just so used to using these 4 over here that I just can't. It's impossible for me to refrain from that, sorry. But I'm gonna go down with the opacity over here, roughly to 50. With 50 over here, you can see that it's not only surrounded by a visual gradient that makes it look lower, it's also a little bit darker because less light goes inside. And we can obviously do it with a brush tool or something like that. Again, I could go into tiled brush, make it higher, make it a soft brush, try to trace it around, push F4. That's not this one. Okay, it's not this one. This one? No. This one? Yeah. Push F4, make it even less visible. push this one back. And again, I mean, it works, but it's not something I probably would do myself. The brush tool, as much as I like it, is not something that I'm going to go back.